Hey Anonymai, welcome to another BU penny hunt. In this roll, we have a 1956 Denver roll. The rims, the edges look pretty red. Kind of hoping for the best here. This is one of those that this is not a tough roll to find in red condition. However, if you find one in MS67, you're looking at a high dollar coin. It's one of those condition rarity type rolls. And I don't have this roll, so I'm going to keep this either way. I didn't pay much for it. And I'm going to dig in. So let's take this tape off together and take a little sneak peek before I do a pause and grade this roll out for you. I got a little tape stuck on my finger here. All right, here we go. So right off the bat, that top coin is very red, very nice. Probably MS65. This one's a little more red-brown. A little bit of brown there on the field. So let's put this first one there. This one's probably also a 65. Maybe a 64. This one here has good color. A little bit of chatter in the fields. 64. This one has a fingerprint. It's probably a 60. I mean, the strike is good. It's probably a 64. This one's nice. I like this one a lot. It's a nice one. This is verging on 66. I think I'm going to give it the 66. I do. And as you can see, this is what I do when I go through these rolls here. This one is more of a 65. It's got a little bit of chatter. Little slightest bit of discoloration. Not much. This one has a lot of contact marks out in the field. You can see those. Otherwise, not a bad coin. We'll give it a 64. And I'm going to go ahead and roll through the rest of this roll and let you know how that goes in the wrap-up. So wish me luck. I'll let you know what other interesting things I find as well. All right, guys, this is how that roll graded out. At first, it started out really slow. I was like, man, what kind of roll is this? This is turning out kind of crappy. A few of them had some prints, and a few of them had some of that green sort of corrosion near the top of the roll. But once I got past the first like 15 or so, the remaining coins were a lot more consistent, a lot more red, and some of them had some very beautiful purplish hue out toward the edges that gave it kind of a beautiful glow. And so I became, over the course of the roll, more and more pleased with it. I'm not sure how this would grade out at the graders, but I did have a couple of them that showed enough color and character that they look like the end coins. And this one's got some purples, some oranges, just a hint of blue, and a lot of gold on the reverse here. The obverse looks totally normal, like it belongs in a red roll. Probably in the MS65 category. The other one here is a lot more subtle, but it's more of like a gunmetal type of toning. It's just darkened up. It's almost like brass when it's aged. And then the other side is nice and red, normal, just like the rest of the roll. I did find some red browns in there. This one had some very beautiful toning on the reverse. I don't think it was an ender, but I'm not sure where the toning came from. I gave it a 65. And then a few more that either had a print or some kind of swoosh or some kind of oil on it that took it out of the red. So it's over here on the red-brown side. My nicer coins in the roll, I'll start with what I gave 66s. They're just the better struck coins. Decent detail, the least chatter, good cartwheel of light. This one's got a little more chatter maybe than I would give most 66s, so this might have been a little bit of a borderline for me. But I thought it was nice, and it had some good deep redness to it. Not that flat pinkish type of color that you see sometimes in the 50s. Here's another one. This one had very deep, gorgeous color. Ever so slightly purpled, but would easily get the red designation. Almost no chatter in the fields. A couple of marks up here at about 2 o'clock. One little blip there on the left above Liberty. Other than that, this thing is clean. Let me zoom. It's clean. Same on the reverse. The bottom of the coin down here has just a hint of purple coming through. And the rest of it's just a beautiful, bright red-orange. This next one here, it's just a very well-balanced coin. Good color, decent strike. Just a little bit of chatter out in the fields, you can kind of see. Might hit 66. Probably wouldn't be one that I send in, but I'm giving it a 66. If I was going to send one in, it probably would have been the last one I showed you. If I wanted a 66. And then this one right here is, there were a few coins in here that had this very lustrous strike, especially in the fields. A more freshly polished die or something. But you can see there's almost none of that planchet kind of imperfection left on the shoulder, which you see sometimes on these later date strikes. This one just is well struck. It looks right. It's balanced. It looks right. So I liked that one a lot. And then the finest of the 66s I bumped up to a plus here, and I did that based on color. Well, I did that based on a lot of things, but there were just I would say this obverse is worthy of a 67, and some would say, well, then send it in because the obverse weighs heavier, and that's true, it does. There's just enough chatter on the back where personally, if I were at the grading desk, I would give it a 66 plus and not a 67, especially down here below United States of America. Who knows though, if I'm feeling crazy, maybe on my next submission, this one will make the cut. But that's how that roll went. I rather liked that roll. It started out kind of cold, and then it heated up, and I'm pleased. I think I spent like $9 on that. I'm super pleased, and that will happily go into my collection. So go ahead and give us a thumbs up, guys. Let us know what you've been finding out there. Leave a comment down below, and subscribe to us. That's the best way to stick with us when we keep doing videos like this. We like to do these, and I hope you guys like them too. We'll see you next time. Happy hunting.